You want to know the reason why you can't scale your business? Because you have a lack of SOPs. I'm Juan Pablo. I'm a full-time real estate investor and online entrepreneur. I'm here to help you scale your business. What's the SOP? An SOP is an acronym for a standard operating procedure. You need to have all of your processes and all of your positions within your company documented on paper. Now, when I say document on paper, I don't mean you need to have a Word document, step by step, line by line. What I like to do within my company is have SOPs via videos. We record what we do step by step. So if I'm onboarding a new trainee, I can easily send them a link to a video to watch and get the gist of what they're supposed to do for a particular task or for their position as well. Let me shed some light with you on the importance of having SOPs. So I knew this one young lady, right? It was a friend of mine, and she worked as an employee for another company, okay? And she was telling me about how her boss, who was actually the owner slash CEO of the company, was managing her. And she told him for months, hey, boss man, you need to get some SOPs. You need to document this process for the task that I complete, for this position, for this process, for this other person, and so forth. But he used that same old lame excuse, I'm too busy. I hate that excuse. Saying you're too busy is super lame. Saying that you're too busy means you have a problem with time management, pretty much. Or that you think that the task that someone is asking you to do is not important. So you use that lame excuse, I'm too busy. And that's what this boss man did. He said, I'm too busy, I can't do it. I don't have the time, I don't have the resources. He pretty much didn't value it as important. So even though she pestered him for months, something happened. One of his team members quit, and he stressed out. He said, oh man, being that this person quit, who's gonna do that other person's job? Because I can't do it because I don't know how. This person came with the idea, they're performing the activity, and being that they're no longer with the company, that process is no longer with the company because the boss man didn't have it documented. So her, being savage, seen an opportunity. She said, well, being that this person left the company, maybe it's my opportunity to grab my boss by the arm and start twisting it. And she said, well, hey boss man, I know so-and-so left the company with all this proprietary information in their head and you didn't have it documented, which I've told you months in advance. I want to work from home now. I no longer want to come into the office to work. And not only that, not only do I want to work from home, I want to get 1.5 times the amount of money I'm getting paid now. Otherwise, I'm going to quit. And the boss man, being that he just lost one of his top dogs and he lost one of his top processes as well, since the guy took that information with him and didn't bother to document it for the boss man, he realized he was in a predicament. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. One person left and this other person is twisting his arm. For one, wants to work from home, and two, wants to get paid more. And what did he do? He had no choice but to comply to her wishes. Now, she's a friend of mine, but she was savage. She exercised extreme savagery, if that's a word. And I learned a valuable lesson, me being a business owner, from that situation. All of your processes, all of your positions must be documented, especially if you don't know how to do it as a CEO. Because this is the thing, you might be thinking, well, I'm a CEO, I know how to do everything in my business. Well, probably because your business is small. No shade, right? Or maybe you're just that amazing person that you just are a micromanager. You want to know everything that's going on with everybody, and you're probably a pain in the butt, right? But typically, when your business starts to grow, it grows beyond your control, but in a good way. When you have systems in place, like you have Rudy right here. Like Rudy, you're part of the production, right?
Yep.
And so he's behind the camera. Oh, you wanna come in? You wanna come in? I know this is impromptu. We didn't let's get this out. He's like, hold on, bro. You got the casual shirt on. So Rudy, excellent job with production. This is the main man right here. He's the guy who improved the production. So we see the lights, the background, the audio, the thumbnails. This is the brains behind it, right? So as I said, as a CEO, I might have started off doing the on camera myself. I might have started off doing the production as well, but it wasn't adequate. So I had to bring someone on. So it came to the point where you're doing stuff that I probably have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
right? And if I'm not breathing down your neck, I'm not sitting behind you like, hey, Rudy, what you doing? Why you click here? Why you do that?
Not at all.
How would that make you feel if I did that?
Less productive.
Less productive. It'll be annoying, right? Because that means I don't trust you as a manager.
Facts.
Right? So being that he came on board, he started to grow the YouTube production, Instagram, social media all together. Start to grow to the point, I don't know what's going on. They're speaking language, I don't even know what they're talking about. Right? You said a treatment. I'm like, what do you mean? What kind of treatment? This is a technical term that you use in your industry that I'm unfamiliar with. So this happens in your company, but not just from a business owner standpoint why this is important, but also from a managerial standpoint. Why is it SOPs important? From you being a manager.
Just being efficient, and you want to have no room for error. And if you want to have any success in anything, having standards within your operation will get you to that level of any high standard. You should always be raising the level, and as A players, that's what status quo, not being accepted, satisfied with that, any status quo, always trying to exceed the standards. So SOPs will definitely.
A player right here, yeah, A player. So that's good. So just to piggyback off what Rudy's discussing with you guys, right? As a result of him being a manager, he realizes that his department itself is growing. To the point, there's certain activities that you did initially you're probably not doing now. But he realizes, I have more team members. And unfortunately, my team members are abroad. And they might have a language barrier where English is not their first language. So it's important for him to communicate everything with specificity so that his team members can execute, because it makes everything more efficient and more effective. But he has to have all of the processes documented so that his department will be operating efficiently, like an A player, correct?
Most definitely.
All right, do you have any last words of wisdom about SOPs, documented processes, and so forth?
Have fun and have an eagerness to learn anything you do, and be an A player. That's all I can really say. All
right, let me ask you just one question. Sorry guys, it's extending the video a tad bit longer. But the structure, because SOPs require structure, you ever notice. And some of you guys might have left corporates to start your own business and realize, well, Juan Pablo, you're trying to tell me to become more corporate. Exactly. So becoming more corporate and more structured had a positive impact or a negative impact on your department?
I'll say positive, and more so within myself. Just bringing structure not only helped me within the fundamentals or anything that comes along with running a department, but just more so within your personal life. It kind of lets you see where you are lacking in, from whether it's in your health, your mental fortitude, just mainly telling yourself every day that people in, what was the book the leadership department read? Monday Morning Leadership. People don't leave company, people leave people.
Correct.
So when you understand that your department will only be as good as you are, it'll help you put that into those standard operating procedures. So when I see a SOP, I see myself if I'm building it out. And if my department can't fulfill it, it's not because of the SOP, it's because of myself. So
last question, did the SOPs become a burden? Creating the SOPs, did it become a burden, or did it lighten the burden?
Lighten the burden.
Lighten the burden. Because I understand how it is. You're like, oh man, this is one more task I have to do. Oh man, it's, from a managerial standpoint, from him managing a department, doing a great job at it, excelling to A player, like we talked about, meaning you're highly productive, the top of your industry, as well as from an owner's perspective. You gotta have things documented with specificity and make it very simplistic as well, right?
Most definitely.
You don't want no long, convoluted 18-page process of how to do one particular thing or your position. Keep it short and sweet as possible. And we prefer to do videos.
Most definitely.
Right? So if you're interested in learning how to do SOPs or to get consultation on your business so that you can 10x it and bring it to the next level, reach out to us. 100% Finance, we're here to help. So thanks, Rudy. Excellent job. And if you guys want to give a shout out to Rudy in the comments so that he can see your feedback, because he needs good feedback. So if you can provide him with feedback about the change in the videos, the rebranding, this is all his brainchild, okay? So please put a comment below because we love to see your comments. And if you found value, please like, please share, please subscribe. As always, to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.